Alright, in this video I'll try to keep the spoilers to a minimum, but there will have to be a few, but I will try to keep it as minimal as possible. If you want a more spoiler analysis, I will put that up soon enough. So let me just deal with the trailer itself. I think it was overall pretty good. The music especially was incredible. I thought the music was the best part of it. Cinematography was fairly consistent, except in one place where there was lens flare. I don't know if that was intentional or if that was a mistake, but otherwise, yeah, fairly good. I will say, though, this will be very confusing if you've only seen this in the first trailer, because they give us a lot that is new, but it's not really contextualized or explained. The only thing that's really spoiled, at least in terms of the trailers, is a few of the kills. But what is not spoiled is who is doing the killing or why. We still have a lot of questions. And if you don't know who that kid is, that's Corey. Hopefully it doesn't spoil too much because he is in the synopsis. It really isn't explained in the first trailer who he is, so yeah, that's Corey. He's talking to Lori in a very weird manner. It is a strange trailer. We now know that Michael will be very active in killing people, but the agenda is unclear. Lori seems not fully prepared. It's not clear why. We now have confirmation, which I reported earlier, that there will be some closure on Karen, which is good. It's better than nothing. Although why Lori is questioning herself, I mean, if Michael has not technically died, why would she be in doubts that he's still dangerous? I don't know. I think now we know that he has been hiding out, as the synopsis says, in the sewers. I think that was pretty problematic, and I was hoping we'd get a little bit more, but apparently the best I can guess is he goes in and out of the sewers, because that is very ridiculous that he was just underground all this time. How did he feed himself? Don't know. How did he treat his wounds? Don't know that either. So it's very disappointing. I was hoping for at least a little hint that this would be explained a little bit more. So apparently they will not explain anything. We just have to accept he's been away for 4 years and he's come back. Or was always there, but just never decided to get out of that cave. Overall, it does promise to be mostly pretty thrilling. And again, I'm keeping it non-spoiler, but I will say that it is a little misleading because if you think Michael is going to be a big part of this, that may not be true. They're sort of showing the highlights with Michael and the people around him, but I think without spoiling too much, it will be focused mainly on Corey and Allison. Something is going on between Allison and Lori here, and they're really disagreeing with one another. I'll just say it's a disagreement over a certain relationship. That is why they are debating one another so furiously. It is a lot of good stuff. Probably the most insane nugget that they left was the radio tower. If you're a hardcore fan, people have been speculating about the radio tower. So apparently I think those scenes are from Halloween Kills because they were doing some Halloween Ends with Halloween Kills, but they couldn't complete the production. So I'm guessing that scene is really from Halloween Kills, so it's here again. So that's interesting. Will they pull the trigger on the entire radio tower theory or radio tower story? I doubt it. It's probably just one kill scene that they had left over. They're going to utilize it within the story that they're going to do here and present it to us, but I think it's technically part of a different film. It's a little confusing if you've only seen the two trailers, but I think overall the story will be essentially Allison, Corey, and Lori for a big part of it, and then it'll shift to Michael and Lori. I think the Michael and Lori stuff will be handled pretty well, but even there it will be perhaps too confusing for people. I do think the trailer itself was good, but it is misleading us to thinking it's a very Michael-Lori story. It's not. From all I can tell, Lori will be a big part of that story, but it's not really their story in any strong sense. It's really this story with Allison, Corey, and her, and then Michael comes in as a big guest star. He is vital. He will be in a few scenes, but I don't know if he will be in enough scenes to satisfy people. It does look like we will get a healthy number of kills. If that's what you like Halloween for, you will get that. I think if you wanted more cohesiveness with the trilogy, this does feel like 2018 again, where we're spending a huge amount of time with other characters, and the people wanted the focus to be on Lori and Michael. Like 2018, they'll be disappointed that we're spending so much time on other things, jokes, different subplots, and not getting back focused on to what's really interesting, at least a part of the hardcore audience. So I can kind of reiterate what Chris Stuckman said, because I looked up his review 2018. Now, I disliked it a lot more than he did, but it was just a very frustrating film. He thought it wasn't a bad film. I did think it was a bad film, but he thought it was a very frustrating film, and I think this will probably be very frustrating. So the trailer was great. It does help out a lot with the first trailer, because that one is really only a minute and more of a teaser. So this provided more background, but I would have to say this is misleading. And if what you're setting yourself up for is a Michael Lowry story, don't. Come in with more moderate expectations. I think you will get a lot more out of the film. And I do encourage people to see it on theaters, but I won't judge if you see it on Peacock, because I don't think it will be satisfying enough for the fan base.